Hello. Apple, hi. Bootsy, you want to say hi? Come here, Bootsy. No, she doesn't want to jump up. Hi. It is autumn in New York. That would make a great song title. Anyway, it's autumn in New York, and we are experiencing one of the warmest spells of weather that we've had at this time of year ever. Temperature in the 70s, sun shining, very nice. And interestingly, I was looking through some old videos, and I found a few videos from 12 years ago, just a little bit later into the season, in the beginning of winter. What do you see there? Bootsy, just pretend you're a nice, calm, sedate dog. Everybody will love you. Anyway, so I saw these videos from December of 12 years ago, and it was the beginning of one of the coldest and snowiest winters we've had in a while. If you see this little thing here, this planter, we use it to, well, this is sage still growing actually very nicely, and we usually put a few herbs like basil and that sort of thing in there, maybe some rosemary. It's a great place to start them because it's in the shade, and we use it as a shelter for the doggy door, which is in there. I built this a few years ago, and before this we didn't have anything to really shelter that doggy door, so if we got a big snowstorm during the winter, the snow would pile up against the doggy door, rendering it kind of useless. And I thought you'd also be interested in seeing what I did to help the dogs get in and out of the doggy door during the snowstorm. So let's go back 12 years. Well, this was kind of an interesting setup I had. Bramble, the one that just walked out there, was an agility dog, and she trained in our yard a lot, and that little blue thing there is a tunnel, which is one of the obstacles they have to learn to master in agility. So I taped the tunnel to the opening of the doggy door. I put a table at the end of the tunnel, and you can see without any shoveling or anything, the dogs were able to get in and out quite successfully. One of those tricolors there is Derby, who is the great-grandmother to Jamba and Bella and Apple. The ruby you see there is Flirt, and she actually, about a year later, was Dylan's mother. So this worked quite well, and you can see by the time the storm was over that it was quite a pile-up, and the tunnel worked well. I just had to shovel a small pathway out from under the table. Now, just 2 weeks later, Derby gave birth to a litter of 4 puppies, 3 tricolors and a Blenheim. We had planned a C-section for her because the previous litter gave her some problems that were quite serious, and we wanted to make sure we had veterinary help available. Of course, she went into labor and decided to give birth on a Sunday when the vet was not available. And so we tried delivering them naturally, and actually they came out just fine, no problems. So here she is taking care of the puppies, counting to make sure they're all there, 1, 2, and then she would 4. Settle down to nurse them. And then just 2 days later, Flirt went into labor, and she also naturally delivered. You can see one of the ruby puppies popping out of her there. This was not Dylan's litter, this was an earlier one, but she had a very nice litter as well. And you might have noticed that the puppy emerges from the womb encased in a sack, and that sack has to be broken, and then she does a very nice job of licking. They kind of clean up the mess. They will eventually bite through the umbilical cord, although I like to cut the umbilical cord. It's quite a bit neater that way. But after all was said and done, we had Derby's litter, we had Flirt's litter, and this is what our family room looked like, with the two boxes and the two pens right next to each other. It came in handy because if one of them got sick, the other one could nurse the puppies. So it was a very eventful winter. Well, I hope you found that refreshing. I certainly did. And I'm looking forward to, snowstorms. I like them. I know I have to get rid of snow. I have to get out the shovel and the snow blower and all that. But it's kind of a nice change. And then we sit inside with our wood-burning stove going, with a nice fire burning and keeping us warm. So that's what we're looking forward to, right, Apple? Apple?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, good girl.